Hi, my name is Jay Grams. My family has owned the Volo Auto Museum since 1960. We have a few hundred of the most exciting collector cars, and they're all for sale in one location. I personally have handpicked them from around the country. Welcome to my sales shop. Come on, let's go for a spin.
Guys, I have one of my all-time favorite cars standing right beside me. I'm standing next to it. This is a 2005 Subaru Impreza WRX STI. It's a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with a 6-speed manual, 300 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque. We acquired this from the second owner of the car. He owned it since practically new. It has only 20,500 original miles on it. Again, you just don't find them like this. The car it's not perfect, but it's close to it. I doubt I'll be able to find another one like this. It's gorgeous inside and out. If you can't tell, it's one of my favorite cars. If you enjoy our videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you click on the bell icon, you'll get notified every time we post a new one. You don't want to miss out. I got a lot more really cool cars coming. So does Jay. So make sure you check them out. For the full write-up description and photo shoot, you can visit volocars.com. You'll see this beautiful car up on the website. You can take a look inside and outside, underneath, the engine bay, whatever you want. It's on volocars.com. But let's take a look further into the Subaru. So this is painted obsidian black pearl. It's sitting on the silver Forged BBS wheels. I was trying to look it up. I believe there's less than 800 in this color combo made for this year. Now the 2005s are considered the best year model, one of the best, I should say, STIs that were in the market. These have the strongest motors in them. They handled the best performance-wise. These things were legendary and iconic in the rally world. The exterior, it sits on the STI body kit, so you get the big aero wing on it to help with the downforce. The bumpers have a rear fender trim or quarter trim on them. The only damage this car, the paint is in excellent shape. There is a minor scrape on the rear bumper here. It looks like it just chipped off along the edge. Very, very minor. The owner did put an exhaust guard on here. That way it didn't heat up the bumper. It is carbon fiber. Love the wheels. This is one of my favorite patterns and styles on the wheels that they make for the STIs. But they are forged aluminum BBS wheels, again, polished or painted in a high silver, or hyper silver color, excuse me. They're wrapped in some really nice tires with great tread. Gold Brembo brakes, allowing you to stop very quickly. They are 4-piston up front, 2 in the rear. It does have the STI side skirts on it, so that's a different aero package. There is a little bit of touch-up paint here too, but very, very minor. I did notice there's some nicks, tiny little, markings on the fender here. It's very hard to notice unless you're up close. The front of the car, you have the STI bumpers, so you get the fog light covers, the side spats, the HID headlights. They are self-leveling, or adjustable, I should say. You get the bigger hood scoop on the STI versions, allowing that cold airflow in right to the intercooler. Again, this car was very well taken care of, guys. He did put some clear guard over the headlights. They're in mint condition. These don't have, some of them came with a sunroof. This one did not. They put them on the premium version, but I like them better. A lot of people opted for them without the sunroof. You actually get a better headspace above it. Underneath the car, it's very clean. Again, like I was saying, it does have a 6-speed manual transmission in it. Now these have a open center diff and rear diff. It has a DC-CD controller inside, so you can adjust where you're sending the power to. You can keep it 50-50. You can send more of it to the back. You can send more of it to the front. These things are just a blast to drive. Even though it's 300 horsepower, it's being all-wheel drive, these things are a rocket. They handle real nicely. That's really why they're number one in the rally world. But let's take a look on the inside. All right, guys, coming into the interior. Now, if you're familiar with Subarus, you know that the STIs came in a blue and black specific interior. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally like it. It ties nicely in the car. I just want you to take a look at the condition of this. The seats are mint, the carpet is new, the floor mats are still in the plastic. Again, this car is as close to new as it gets on the interior. There's absolutely no wear anywhere. The owner put in an aftermarket stereo. We do have the original one. It's in the trunk. Again, 6-speed manual. They do a reverse lockout here. It has the STI trimmed bezel around the shifter column. You get the leather wrapped steering wheel with the classic STI gauge on it. Now the additional options added on this car was the security. You could get a short throw shifter. This was an added option. The turbo gauge right up here. Other than that, it's all original. They do just very nice, pay attention to the details, but they do a leather wrapped e-brake as well. The red stitching is exclusive to the STI. Now the rear of the car, even the seats back here, excellent shape. The floor mats are still in the plastic, guys. You just don't find them like this. Now the trunk, you have to pop. There's a lever here. Now it does have some springs that are heavy duty, so if you were to take this wing off, it would fly the trunk open. So the springs allow it to pop up. Inside here, guys, fully carpeted. Doesn't look like anything's been back here. Here's that original radio I was talking about. And we do have a little Subaru toolkit. You just don't find these with these cars. Another thing a lot of people don't know, but on the side here, that's where your spare jack is gonna be. There is a spare tire underneath here. Never been used. I don't even think it's ever been removed. 100% original. Now some things most people didn't know, the STIs came with a water sprayer for the intercooler. So you fill this up with water, it's going to spray from a button onto the intercooler in the engine bay, cooling it down after you're driving this thing. That way it doesn't get heat soaked. It's going to reduce turbo lag, stuff like that on it. Pretty neat feature. Now the engine bay is spectacular, so let's go take a look at that. Pop it from the inside. Now this is where I said the owner put a couple upgrades on the car. He did add what's called hella horns. So these are aftermarket horns. They're a little bit louder. The Subarus kind of have a weak horn from the factory, so those are nice and loud. You'll definitely hear it coming down the road. We got some nice Perrin radiator and shroud covers here. It just kind of adds to the appearance. Now the intakes were painted in that wrinkled red on the STIs. This is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder 300 horsepower turbocharged engine from the factory. Excellent performance. We do have an aftermarket cold air intake here, tucks down into the fender. We will be putting the stock one back in. We do have that. He did add some aftermarket hood struts to keep the hood up. It does have the factory hood bar as well. We have a nice titanium DC Sports strut tower brace, keeping it a nice and stiff ride. The intercooler, specific to the STIs, it was a bigger intercooler versus the lower trim models. They did do a silicone boots on them as well. That way they didn't get brittle or dry or crack, anything like that. I just want you guys to take a look at how clean this engine bay is and how nice and new everything looks. Like I said, you just don't see them like this. This is amazing. One of the other modifications, it does have an aftermarket downpipe and catback exhaust on it. That's the only other thing that's been modified on this car. Otherwise, it is completely original. All right, guys, that was my impression on our 2005 Subaru WRX STI. If you're interested in purchasing it, you better go to the website, hit the buy it now button before I do. Like I said, this is one of my favorite cars. I myself have had quite a few Subarus. I'm a big enthusiast on them. Absolutely love them. But make sure you check it out, volocars.com. If you click the buy it now, you'll secure a deposit on it. It will email us. I will be emailing you back. We'll set up financing if need be, and we can get this thing shipped right to your door. Or you can give me a call, ask for me, Caleb. I'd love to talk to you more about the car. Either way, thanks for tuning in, guys.